Hello, a reluctant homesteader here. And I know this does not look like a homestead, and you're right, I'm in my car. But listen, I have some really exciting things to share. So I'm on my way with wet hair, coffee in hand, and a full bag, an insulated bag, of different food items that were preserved earlier in the season. So I don't know if you remember the video where I was chopping up a bunch of broccoli florets and cauliflower that we had acquired at Sanson's, saving it for a rainy day. Well, here's the update to that. Okay, so I had several pounds of cauliflower and broccoli in the deep freezer. We went to Sanson's last week and there wasn't much available. And it really got our group thinking about, okay, what do you do when the source of your provisions is tapped out? So we put our heads together, and one, we each did our own processing around it because it was a little jarring to walk in. Sorry, my plant. It was a little jarring to walk in there and find that, wow, we really don't have access in the way that we may have thought, and now we need to do things differently. Which, when you think about it in modern society, you know, back in the day, our ancestors would probably pick up and travel and go to another area to find resources, right? And for us, because we're not nomadic in that way anymore, where do we travel to find access to certain provisions? Like, how do we do that? So after we all did our processing of like, holy cow, like several days of like, wow, whew, okay, it was startling. We realized that each of us has different inventory in our larders and our freezers, and how can we, oh, I forgot the apples. Sorry. And we realized, like, how can we pull together to really support each of our households during a dry season. So I have in my car broccoli and cauliflower and carrots and green beans and beef tallow that I will be trading with one of my friends who has some beans and sauces, like tomato sauces, and one other thing, but I can't think of what it is right now. So eggs. She has stuck eggs. So we're trading. I'm almost out of eggs. I really need beans. I did not grow beans this last season. And tomatoes. Like, this isn't tomato growing season. So what do you do? So I'm super grateful to begin living the life that I know is possible and facing those discomforts, right? Like, it is uncomfortable from when what you think that you need or want is not accessible to you. Like, it forces you to face some things and rethink why you had put things up for the winter in the first place. They're not there to go unused, right? But when you're abundant and you have things to share, it's of the utmost interest to all involved to share it. Hoarding is not a good situation energetically, karmically, relationally. You know, when I think of the squirrels that are in our backyard, they fill up their stockpiles for what they need. You know, they're not hoarding. They get enough of what they need. And once you're at that marker of like, okay, I have everything that we're going to need, then you begin to distribute, you know. That's how I would like to live. And so yeah, this is our first food swap. Super excited. I thought it would be fun to share an update with you, see how your pantries and freezers are looking right now. We're heading into February very soon. And what's exciting about the upcoming spring is we're really thinking about how we are going to, we live in different households, this community of friends of mine, but just because we're in different households doesn't mean we can't work together. And, like in my area, beans will grow really well. I have not had success with the nightshade plants like tomatoes and peppers and squashes. But I do have really good luck with beans and peas. So we're going to set up my garden space this spring. We're getting all the seeds together now from different friends. And I will be planting the beans at my house and tending those through the growing season. And then I'm going to go to their house and we're going to plant the vegetables that grow best in that person's yard, so on and so forth. So that we can really utilize our spaces to be communal, even though they're in different locations. It's like, why not? Why not figure out how we can each support each other instead of all of us growing these big gardens of things that may or may not be successful? It's like, let's strategize. So there's been a lot of strategy going on. I'm also picking up, tomorrow, I'll be picking up a lot of unfertilized, unwashed eggs from a local person here who has quail and ducks and chickens. So I reached out to them and I said, hey, would you be able to sell me like several dozen of the quail eggs and duck eggs? I would like to water glass them. I want to practice water glassing. So water glassing is a way of like long-term storage for eggs. I'm not a huge fan of pickled eggs, and our quail are not laying right now. So I'm also in the process of deciding what this is going to look like in the spring. Am I getting another hatch of quail? Am I going to go to bantam chickens? What will that look like? The way that the backyard is being restructured. Always thinking, just really trying to set things up in a way that makes sense. And I'm also looking into a herd share with goat milk or sheep's milk. This year I would really want to start making my own dairy, like my own cheeses and yogurts and butter. I've never made goat milk butter, but I think I can make the butter with heavy cream from cow's milk. So we'll see. So many fun things in the coffer for this upcoming growing season. And right now it's, I've spent a lot of time reorganizing the pantry and taking stock and inventory of what we have. And yeah, it's all good. So have a wonderful day wherever you are, however you are. Be good to yourself.